What's good, family? Smash the like button and subscribe. Wow, my dog, Dillian, the booty buster, White, has ethered. He's seen the YB's exclusively leaked reporting on this Tyson Fury and Tommy Fury video. Both of their backsides fell out when Tom Saunders, as you've seen by the video, if you haven't, obviously check out the exclusive on my channel. Tom Saunders, who is Billy Ho Saunders' dad, when his son, immediately after, within a few seconds after, Billy Ho jacked in the corner, obviously, Billy Ho's dad's paternal instincts kicked in. His noradrenaline dumped, panicking. His firstborn son just got bullied into a corner and jacked, so he runs in from the crowd, trying to get into the ring to support his failed firstborn. And unfortunately, security guard doing his job steps in. Now, if you watch carefully the play-by-play, Billy Ho's dad, Tom Saunders, actually slaps the security guard, which obviously escalates the situation, and Tom Saunders ends up getting mauled by the security. Now, that's here nor there. The big issue is, what brings us to this topic today, is the fact that Tyson Fury, 6'9", warrior, stands idle whilst his best friend's dad gets mauled. Yeah? They talk about, oh well, we're warriors. Oh, we go together. We'll fight together to the end. Oh, never mind fighting together. In my mind, at least. Anyway, listen. Fighting together implies Billy Ho and Fury, but I believe there should be something stronger than that. I believe that if you've said you'll fight together to the end, what about fighting for your mate's dad? Innit? I think that's almost more. If I've got a best friend yet and I see him in trouble, I'd almost feel more obliged to help his parents than I would him. Does that make sense? He's an able-bodied man. If I saw my best friend's mum or dad, I'd feel much more obliged. Just on principle. Imagine that. Imagine your dad. Imagine. What? How do you even have that conversation? Oh, I stood by and let your parents get mauled. So, imagine it. It's injustifiable. Nonetheless, Fury did exactly that. Sat there and let his backside fall out all over the floor. And that's why a video came out a few hours later of Fury looking backwards and looking on the floor just to check that, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he called in, listen, we need a clean-up on aisle 3. Yeah? We need a clean-up on aisle 3 because Fury and it's not even just Tyson, to be fair. Tommy, his brother, both of their backsides fell out. Big hard men, big fighting warriors, backsides went all the way out. So I've given you man the history. I know it's a bit long-winded, but listen. It is what it is. That's the history of the situation. Now, Dillian, the booty buster White, saw the YB's video and has reacted to it. And he said the following. Gone off on Fury. Fury's been roasted by Dillian White. He said, I don't care what no one says. The gypsy coward. Tyson Fury is a coward. How can you sit there and let Billy Ho Saunders' dad get manhandled like this and you didn't do anything? You are a bitch only. You only talk ish all the time. It's all talk. Hashtag so-called fighting man. KMT. Kiss my bomber teeth. That's what he said, 100%. No doubt. Kiss my bomber teeth. Yeah? So Dillian White, and I understand what he's doing here. Number one, on principle, like I said. Dillian, to his credit, I do give him credit for that. Dillian, no matter what you say about him, I do believe he has the go in him. He has that 1%. Dillian ain't the bottom, in my opinion. He does have that. I do believe he'd do something. That said, we don't know for sure, but either way, end of the day, it's not about Dillian today. Today it's about Fury's backside falling out. No doubt. His backside fell out, and Dillian's calling it out, calling a spade. You sat there and let your alleged best friend's dad get mauled by security. He got moshy bashed. Now I can't even lie, everyone, I'm not really into rock here, but I know some rock dons still, and they love to mosh. But they're what? They're like 20, 30, maybe 40 years old at the latest. In my experience, in my knowledge, moshy bashing is for the younger man, is it not? Moshy bashing, once you get above 40 and then bones get a bit more brittle and You haven't got as much muscle and you feel a bit slower. Moshi bashing ain't for everyone. Tom Saunders weren't looking to moshi bash. Nonetheless, he got moshi bashed. He got dragged into the mosh by the security and got bashed, no doubt. And Tyson Fury sat there and he just choked, essentially. That's all it is. Nothing wrong with it, to be fair. It happens to the best of us. But what it don't happen to, or what it's not supposed to happen to, is a warrior. A bare knuckle warrior who will do anything for anything for anyone in his clan. It's not supposed to happen to. It's not supposed to happen to a bare knuckle warrior. Because you're not supposed to choke. And Fury himself has said, if you jack once, you'll jack again. So now I can't even lie to you, man. It does bring into question Fury's bottle here, because he was doing the maths. He was sitting there calculating, if, but that's not how it's supposed to work. And fair play to someone in Saunders' team, because there is one Don in the white shirt. Even though he's half the size of Fury, he actually struggles. He's so small, he struggles to get over the barrier. Fury at 6'9" could have stepped over it. Nonetheless, the 5-foot Don he failed getting over the first time. That didn't deter him. He went straight over on the second attempt and got stuck in. He was looking to get stuck in. That's the guy I want on my team, no doubt. He weren't giving it, I don't even know who it is, but he weren't giving it, whoever he was, he weren't giving it the, oh well, I'm a warrior. Oh, well to God, to kill it to the end. Oh, he weren't giving it that. And that's how these things usually work in life. The men who are about it, the men who are looking to put work in, that's the wrong word. The men who put work in on a split second's notice aren't the ones who sit there talking about it. The talkers are usually ones, when something kicks off, they're always not, I was just round the corner. Yeah, no, you was there. You saw what happened and you thought, you know what, that don't look like a conducive situation. I'm going to lay low and then pop up. And you know what, Tyson Fury is the type of guy, yeah. He's one of them calculator dons, yeah, who will show up once it's all over and then talk about what they would have done. We've all been there, yeah. We've all been in the club before where something's about to kick off, and there's that one. Everyone's got, in every group of friends, there's that one scary don, yeah, who they'll see their friends in a bit of bother and they'll think, you know what, I'm gonna go to the toilet right now. I'm gonna get a drink, and then when it's all finished, when the problem's resolved, they'll rock up and be like, oh, I was about to get stuck. You know what I'm saying? They'll be a hype man. About how they wish, if I'd just been there, I would have loved to have been there. No, you saw what was going on and you checked out. You conveniently needed to go toilet. You conveniently needed to remove yourself from the situation. And then afterwards, I've got nothing wrong with people bottling it. Everyone can bottle. But then to come back round and talk about what you would have done and wouldn't have done. That's exactly who it was. Because you can bet your bottom dollar, if there was any media with any nuts to say to Fury, why did your backside fall out when Tom Saunders got moshi bashed by a whole gang of security? Fury would say, oh well, I didn't see it. I didn't know what was going on. Oh, you know what I'm saying? He'll be giving it all that, 100%. He'd be giving it all that, if this, if that. He'd be giving all the excuses. And people say things like, well, YB, how do you know? Like, why would he give excuses? How do you know he'd give excuses? Well, the reason I know he'll give excuses is because these calculator dons, these dons who do the maths, that's what he's doing in his head. That period of time he sat there and choked. He's doing all the maths, thinking of all the excuses he can use as to why he couldn't or shouldn't. You know what I mean? So he's already got it all mapped out in his mind. He knows exactly what to tell the cameras. Oh well this. Oh well that. Oh, I'll do it next time. Oh, you know what I'm saying? No word of a lie. You'll probably hear about, I was injured and I tried to pick my leg up and my leg pulled out and I would have just loved to get in there or better yet, no word of a lie. This will be what he says. If any media has nuts, by the way, please ask him how he let his best friend's dad get moshi bashed by a whole gang of security. No word of a lie. What Fury will say, and this is what I've heard people already mention him, Fury will say, oh well, I didn't want to hurt the security. Oh, you know me, I'm a fighter, professional. Oh, my hands are, you know what I'm saying? My hands are illegal, my hands are registered weapons. That's what you'll hear, no doubt. I've done the maths for Fury. That's the thing, Fury can trick a lot of people. A lot of the low IQ dons out there who struggle with their IQ, you man are tricked. Me, I'm going to tell you what he's going to say. He will say, you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to end up hurting someone seriously. He'll say, listen, and he'll say it quite frankly as well. He'll say it in a believable way. He won't be hyped. He'll say, listen, oh, you know what I'm saying? In a low tone, quite relaxed. He'll just explain that he didn't want to end up someone. It's not worth someone losing their life over because Tom Saunders got moshi bashed. That's what he'll say. If I'd have got in there, it wouldn't have ended well for someone. Someone wouldn't have been going home to their family and kids that day. That's no doubt, 100% is what he'll say if someone pulls him on it. But the thing is, the way that MTK's got everyone locked, the YB's the only one who got the balls to ask a question like that. Yeah? Because all you other goofy media members, too busy, El Trapperhan's hanging at the back of you. Yeah? Daniel El Trapperhan, he's hanging out the back of Coogie Bear. Yeah? Where do you think Coogie Bear got that name from? That's what Trapperhan calls him, after his back's got took. No doubt. Anyway, listen. Dillian roasting him, cooking Fury. And the reason that Dillian does this, like I said at the start of the video, half of the reason Dillian's saying this is because, genuinely, I do believe Dillian's got go in him. I don't believe he'd just sit there idle. Maybe not with Billy Joe's dad, because who's that? But I mean, if someone was in, think about it, Dillian White's best friend, actually thinking about it more now, I don't believe it. As in, earlier I said that I think Dillian would go. I think Dillian would do something, but that was when I was thinking of Dillian and Tom Saunders' dad. Now I'm sitting there thinking, Dillian and his best friend's dad. I'm sorry, I have to admit. Would Dillian choke in that situation? And I actually 100% disagree with that. I think if Dillian's best friend's dad got mauled, he'd be straight in there. Honestly. And I'm not just saying that because I'm biased and, oh, well, you hate Fury. No, genuinely. I'd probably bet, mate, I probably would, I'd bet a big amount of money on it as well. I'd bet a big amount of money that Dillian would have the go in him. If his best friend's dad was in a situation like that. I do believe that. I'd bet money on it as well. I'd bet money on it, no doubt. Fury, we've seen the results. Choked. Bottled it. Whatever you want to call it. And the thing is, when that adrenaline dumps and your toes start twitching, yeah, and that twitch feeling starts trickling up your legs towards your backside, yeah, and your sphincter muscles, which control your anus, start, you know what I'm saying? You start getting that frizzy feeling in them. It's game over. The minute you start getting that twitchy feeling in your feet, you know it's over. You've choked. It's too late. And only the very best of us can recognise that. Fury didn't recognise it. And that's the thing. If you can recognise things early, it's almost like cancer treatment. If you can catch it early, you got a chance. Fury, he wallowed in it. He allowed himself to get caught up in that frizzy feeling. And he just stood there, just freezing up. That's what they call it, fight or flight. Fury, and that's the thing. To be honest, fight or flight is a lie. It's actually fight, flight, or freeze. Yeah? People, that's the thing, people makes me laugh. People love to quote, oh, fight or flight, but they ain't real psychological analysis, dons, like the YB is. Because if you actually understand psychology, it's not fight or flight. It's fight, flight, or freeze. Many times people will just shell up, and they'll just go rock hard. Fury's legs was stiff, full of cortisol, full of adrenaline, noradrenaline coursing through his veins. When you get such a deadly mixture, and it's not only just the mixture, it's the mixture and the concentrations of it. Fury's blood, adrenal and cortisol levels are off the charts. Have you ever tried to run or move when your heart's pumping at 200 beats a minute? Fury couldn't do anything. Can't even blame the guy. Looking at his stats, I can't even blame the guy. His blood pressure off the charts, just choking. Yeah. Adrenaline was racing, coursing through his veins. And them legs, bearing in mind how skinny they are, he can't absorb a lot of them chemicals. If you've got big sturdy legs, that's where the phrase comes from. Big sturdy legs means that them muscles and them cells can absorb a lot of them negative chemicals. Fury ain't got that. Fury, it goes straight into his nervous system. And his legs were locked up. And if you actually watch Fury, you'll notice that he can't move his legs. He can't move. He can't get the go in him. Frozen up. So fight, flight, or freeze. Fury froze, to be fair to him. He didn't run. But then again, he wasn't in direct danger. So it's almost a bit worse than that. He wasn't supposed to run, was he? It's not like it was him. He froze, no doubt. Dillian, I don't believe with the throws. Especially not his best friend's dad as well. No way. Not in a month for Saunders. Anyway, the other reason Dillian said this, in my opinion, is because, obviously, him and Fury have got some beef, and he's trying to taunt Fury. Either way, both claims are valid. Because Fury, again, is a fake Don. The truth be known, he's fake. Because, guess what? He said, I'll fight Dillian if you give me WBC Diamond Belt. He got that and jacked anyway. So, to be honest, Fury's leaving a whole trail of these occasions where he freezes. He froze when it came to fighting Dillian for the WBC Diamond Belt. He froze when it came to protecting his best friend's dad. He's freezing again when it comes to fighting AJ.